Hi there. I thought we would do a quickie together. I'm doing a little bit of work here on Mrs. Cratchit's prayer journal. And you know what? I thought I'd bring you along. So I've trimmed down the window from that antique Carte de Visite album that I had found a couple of years ago at my Way&Pay store. And it actually wasn't even the whole album. It was just some of the pages that were out of an album, but I recognized them right away and snagged them. So I've trimmed it down. You can see where I've ripped them apart because they were two-sided, so I was able to get two from each page. So what I want to do, let's move this and get a fresh sheet of paper. I'm going to try and speak clearly. I don't have my microphone on. Okay, and you might be thinking, why are you using all that music paper for your grungy background catch the ink paper? It's because it was in one of those giveaway boxes outside my Way&Pay. And it was one of those Reader's Digest books, and it was probably water damaged, or half the cover was missing, or there's always a reason why they're in the free if you want them box that's always outside the front door. And I don't like the music that has the guitar chords on it. So, but I like this, and I often will cut just that off and sew it along the edges of pages for fun. But it also just makes for great background paper. So I've got this ready. I've gone around to the edge with a little bit of gold to give it a finished look. I've used my little chomper that does this little detail work on the... Okay, let's make sure. I'm just making sure I've got this clear, that it's not blurry. In focus. There we go. Found the word. So what I want to do is I want to make a little window to put Mother and Father in it. And so I thought I would do it on this music page because I always like to do, whenever possible, the gluing and fund pages on the pages that have writing, unless they're specifically an important song. But I figured that's nice. Maybe whoever it was put this in together because that hymn was played at their funeral or something like that. Who knows? We're using our imaginations. But do you know how sometimes it's hard for pictures to slide in and out of our little pockets that we make? So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little more room, and I'm going to show you how I do it. Okay, this will do. I was looking for slightly thicker than normal cardstock, and I need some glass. So what I want is, I'm going to use this because it's kind of bashed up. I don't like this kind of label sticky outy thing. Let's call it that, because it's bent. But this is great cardstock. This is terrific for making like Two Nanas bookmarks, and it's great for making faux carte de visite and cabinet cards. So it's fantastic. So what I want is I want to make some really, really thin strips of cardboard. So they don't need to be precise. We just want to lift that frame up a little bit, and this will do it. And then our little card will just slide in and out so nicely. So we're just going to make like little runners. It's actually the same day as my previous video, in case you're wondering. She's got the same top on. Yes, I do, because it's actually the same day. I'm still working away here, and like I said, I just thought I'm doing something that I don't often do, and that you might find it interesting. And helpful. All right, I'm going to put this aside. You never know what these are handy for. All right. So, I didn't need 3, I only needed 2. So what we're going to do is, I want to see where I want Mother and Father Cratchit to sit. And I want them about there. So I'm going to use my pencil. There we go. And then I want to see where I want them to sit height-wise. So I want them to sit around there. So for now, I don't care about that. I just want that mark. All right, so now we know where we want them to be. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. And I'm going to sorry. There we go. It's just some leftover paper from when I pulled it apart. There we go. That'll be fine. All right. So, art glitter glue. I'm just going to glue it on the other side of that pencil. I want some room. I don't want it too tight. So, I hope you can see what I'm doing here. So I've given myself, I'm going to pull this down a bit. There we go. Push that in a bit because I've still got time. And then this doesn't need to be so long. There. And we'll do the same thing over here on this side. So it's just going to be on the other side of the pencil. But I'm going to take it up a bit so there's sort of a runway for when we slide the card in and out. And it's just going to give us that little bit of room so that the card goes in and out easily, rather than what happens to all of us, especially when we're doing our flip throughs and we make tuck spots. And then for the flip through, of course, the tuck spot, do you think that will come in and out with ease? No, it decides it wants to be a nuisance. So do you see where this is going? We're just going to lift this up a little bit. No one will ever see. So we're going to do the same thing here, but I'm going to do it in two places. So I'm going to art glitter glue. And right there. And that will stop the card from going in too deep. But I don't want too much of a flippy floppy area at the bottom. And that's why I cut an extra one. And I'm just going to put it down here. And that way it just will give it a bit of support. So now, when this goes on here, see how it's slightly raised now. So when Mother and Father go in and out, it will be much easier. And they'll stop right where we want them to stop. Now, I wonder if I should take a moment and write Mother and Father there. I'm going to use, I have a brown pen, so I'm just going to do my faux, what I hope looks like old writing, and write Mother and Father here. Mother and Father. There we go. Oh, I was going to take that off to put it. I thought it was one of my fountain pens. So now what we do in order to glue it onto the page is we're going to put the glue onto these running strips that we created. If you're using art glitter glue, you don't need too much. Paper to paper, this is going to hold nice and strong for you. And because they're raised, there's just no point putting glue anywhere else. This will hold it in place just fine. I want it down a little lower. And I'm just going to eyeball approximately center. And hopefully get this even Steven. Uh-oh. Well, that happens too, doesn't it? I should have known better that it hadn't dried yet. That's okay. Once it dries, I'll go over it with haha, distress ink, because it, as to quote Nancy, it hides a multitude of sins. And then our little card of Mother and Father can slide right down in there. It doesn't go down too far because those two bar, the one bar stops it and the other bar just holds it onto the page a little bit stronger. And then because it's not too tight, if you want it out, you can just lift it out like that. And if you want to turn this into a journaling card, it's so easy to put a little bit of tea-dyed paper back here, or just some lined paper, anything like that, and glue that to the back, and then you'd have then you've got your little journaling card hidden in the back in behind Mother and Father. Mother and Father Cratchit. Or maybe it's, who knows, maybe it was Bob's mother and father, or maybe it was Mrs. Cratchit's mother and father. We don't know. These family, my one family Bible that I have, half of it is a mystery. Whose handwriting is whose. I know my mother's handwriting, and I know my grandmother's handwriting, and such. But other than that, the rest of the handwriting, it's a good guess. But so there we go. So that's how, if you want to put in a special kind of tuck spot, and think about it, that would be easy to make, especially if you've got a Sizzix. You can make a little window tuck spot like this really easily and just lift it up just a little bit, just using some slightly thicker cardstock. So this is thicker than a traditional file folder, but it's not as thick as chipboard. It's, I don't know what the weight is. I say it every time. I'll say it again. I don't know my paper weights. So I just know, I go by feel. What do I need? How does this feel? And I grab what I need. I like how that turned out. Because it's lifted, here's an interesting thing you can do, is that gives you space to, I don't have any lace handy right now, but you could continue decorating if you want and slide it underneath. Do I have some here? Oh, here's some of the lace. Here's some of that lace that we found when I was out on escapades with Alice and Nancy. And see how, if you just take a second, you could tuck that underneath and continue embellishing if you glue it into place and decide, uh-oh, I wanted more. It's not too late once you've lifted it up. You've got some room under there to put some little bits of Christmassy things, and I may still do that. I may find you know, some little things like this and just tuck it under here or there to make it a little bit Christmassier. So that was quick for me. I mean, 20 minutes. That's, wow. That was a Christmas quickie. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you take a moment and click on the like and say hi to me, I'll say hi back. And I hope you're safe and healthy, and same with those you love. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye.